Hi friends, happy Friday. It's Shelly from Art for My Table, and I am making some Valentine decoder cookies today, and I thought I would just pop on and kind of show you a little bit how to do these. So this is a really fun, it's kind of a recipe craft all in one, and you can give them away as Valentines, or you could give them to your kids, or you could do them for the class party. They're really not that difficult, and they're a lot of fun. So what you want to start out with is whatever your favorite sugar cookie dough is, you can use. I like to use, I like to make like an old-fashioned sour cream cookie, and so I use a recipe for that, except I actually don't use sour cream. I use Greek yogurt in place of it. So the recipe for that, if you want to jot it down, I'll read it off, but I'll also link this a little bit later. So if you're watching, if you could just give me a comment, say hello, something, so that I know that everything's working properly. If you can hear me and all that good stuff. It is really hard for me to see the comments from where I'm standing, but so if I'm making funny faces at you, I'm sorry. Hey Kendra, how you doing? So thank you for typing in there. So you must be able to hear me and everything's working. So here's a recipe for my old-fashioned sour cream cookies, which are actually made with yogurt. Use a half a cup of shortening, and I'm not really a huge shortening fan, but in these cookies, it's probably the only recipe that I use shortening in. But I like my cookies to be a little bit on the softer side rather than the crisp side. So you can use butter if you want to. They'll just turn out, they might flatten a little bit more, and they'll be a little more on the crispy side. So it's totally your preference. You need a cup of sugar, 1 egg, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 2.5 cups of flour, and 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt. So what you want to do is it's a basic cookie recipe, so you're going to just beat your shortening and your sugar, egg, and vanilla all together. And then you add in you want to sift your flour, baking soda, and salt. Just sift that like in a little bowl. I use, of course it's in my sink now, but I just use like a fine mesh sieve to do mine and just kind of shake it, and it just breaks up the flour so that you'll get a better texture with your cookies. And then you just want to kind of add that mixture to your shortening and egg mixture, and then add a little bit of it, beat it, add some yogurt, beat it, and just kind of go back and forth until it's gone. So, and then you'll get this great dough. I really like this. I feel like it's really, for the most part, pretty easy to use with. If you're doing everything right away, you probably won't need to chill it, but you certainly can chill it. Just see what works for you. Sometimes it just depends on the temperature in your house. So you're also going to need for these 2 heart-shaped, I'm doing Valentine's Day, so yeah, heart-shaped, you do whatever shape you want, but 2 heart-shaped cookie cutters that will kind of fit nicely inside each other. And then you need some crushed up red hard candies, and I just use Jolly Ranchers and just put them in a little baggie, pound them. If you're feeling angry, I love pounding stuff like with my little meat pounder thing. So anyways, if you're feeling stressed out, this is a great thing to do. Plus baking is, very stress relieving. It's therapeutic, that's what they say. So you'll need these, and you'll need your cookie cutter. So I have my dough rolled out, and then I just keep your surface well floured, keep your cutters well floured. I just kind of go in and flour them each time. So we'll do those, and then I have my smaller one, and then I'll put that just right in the center, like so. Of course, I'm probably not getting them exactly perfect, but good enough, right? Sometimes good enough is good enough. Then I'll just kind of peel my dough away, and hopefully on live this is going to just come out beautifully, and I'm going to make it look super easy. Oh yes, it worked. I'll tell you, I'll notice that on the very first batch of like cutting that I do, it feels like they're a little bit hard to pick up, but the second batch I do usually is just perfect. So don't let that discourage you if you're doing it. The second round usually always goes better. So that's why I chose the second round to show you, because hopefully I made it look easy. So you can just eat these, bake them up, your little hearts if you want, or stick them back in your dough and re-roll. So I have these on my cookie sheet. Now, here is the key with these. You have got to put these on a greased, I use foil, and make sure you do some, I use coconut oil cooking spray actually. So you want to use some coconut spray. And if you don't, all of your little hard candies are going to stick, and then you won't be able to get it off. So let me get that out of the way here. Hi, Samantha. Oh, thank you. Okay, so now I've got my crushed up little hard cookie or candies, and I'm just gonna spoon those right into the centers of my little sugar cookies here. And I just do about a teaspoonful. I try to, or not a technical teaspoon, a little spoonful. And then I just try to make sure there isn't any that's actually on top of the cookie, but really it's not that hard to do. So once you get those all filled up, I have to tell you guys too, I have been eating way too much cookie dough this morning. I don't know, like I have no willpower, just like eating the dough. Okay, so that one I just kind of spilled there, so kind of brush that off. All right, so here's what we have. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I can never really tell, but all right. And now these are gonna go in the oven, 400 degrees. My original recipe for these actually says 8 minutes, but I posted these a really long time ago on my blog, and so I probably have a new oven. I'm sure I have a new oven since then. So I noticed today about 6.5 to 7 minutes is what worked well in my oven at 400 degrees, and it's a convection oven. So I think they tend to go just a little bit quicker. But just to start watching it around the 6-minute mark. You'll probably only need 6 to 8 minutes. And then, be right back. When they're all finished, you need to let them cool completely. So take them out of the oven, let them cool completely, and then you can peel them off, and because you greased your cookie tray, they'll come out like these cute little, aren't these adorable? And they're gonna taste awesome. But here's the fun part. These are, as I mentioned, decoder cookies. So you can get these fun little decoder messages online, and I'll link it for you. These don't come from my site because I'm recipes. I'm not that crafty, but I do think they're amazing. Or you can also make them yourself. So if you use like a light blue pen and you write a little Valentine message, and then you just kind of doodle and squiggle all over it with red marker, orange marker, and pink marker, it'll cover up your message, and then when you put your decoder cookie on it, you'll be able to read it. If you don't want to fuss with that, then just print them off the internet. I actually found 2 sites that had them already done. So this is one, and I don't know, I'm going to come around closer to the camera. I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to see this through the camera, but I'm going to try to show you. So let's see. Can you guys see it? Hey Melissa, thank you. If you can see it, just type a yes or a no. If you can't see it, you can type a no. But anyway, I promise you can see it in person, but they're really cute. So you can do these for your kids, or like I said, Valentine's, and they can just kind of go through and read the secret message, and then they can eat the cookie. So super fun, and I just think they're really pretty. They're kind of like stained glass cookies, and that's it. Do you guys have any questions? Even if you are popping in later when this is not live, feel free to leave a question or a comment just in the comment section, and I will definitely go back and check them out and answer any of those. Not really. but it still looks neat. Okay, I promise you, you can see it in person. I'm sure it's hard to do it on the camera. Plus, I don't even know if that was focusing, but yes, you can see them in person. And they're really cute. They're really fun. So if you don't have your Valentine idea yet for your class treat, if you have to do that with your kids, then you could do this, make them over the weekend. So you probably have most of the stuff in your house. And unless you're not like a red candy fan, we really aren't. I had to go buy them for this recipe. But overall, it's pretty simple and it's pretty easy to do. And it's really fun and it's just kind of something different. So you could just kind of bag it up and give it away. So I used to do, I swear, I blame it on my kids. I love my kids so much, but I have to tell you, I blame everything on having 4 kids. Like when I had 2 kids, this was easy. Now that I have 4 kids, it's not easy anymore. So when I had 2 kids, I used to do tons of different fun little Valentine crafts and recipes, and there was probably just more time and less to manage. So hopefully I don't sound like a terrible person, but I was kind of sifting through some of the older posts on my blog, and I found this and I was like, oh yeah, I should redo that. So I will link it, the pictures. I'm going to rephotograph them today, so don't judge me. The pictures are really bad. But I'll probably just update that post, and but all the information, the recipe and everything else that you need is on there, and I'll put the links in and everything else. So if you don't know me, I blog over at artfrommytable.com, and I focus on real food recipes, except for these red candies. That's not real food, just gotta tell you. I'm sort of an 80-20 kind of a gal. So 80% of the time you're gonna get great healthy recipes, and then there's definitely some indulgences and some fun things, because life is too short to not eat the cookie. So I hope you guys have an awesome afternoon and weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. If you have any questions, leave them and I will get back with you. Take care.